There has been mention that Amazon, for instance, are providing a disruptive service in the sense that just like Uber disrupted the taxi sector, now there are people who are able to put themselves out there saying, I'll deliver a product or a freight for you from A to B using my own vehicle, and I'll do it at a cheaper rate than what is possible in the freight industry. Well, there's the old adage that's actually printed on the back of the mud flaps and the backs of some of the trucks around Australia that without trucks, Australia stops. And whilst I know that rail is important to some people, getting goods from A to B, it really is trucks that gets things from the farm in particular to where it needs to go to get you a good price for your commodities and your farm grade returns. But there is some concerning signs when it comes to trucking in Australia over the last few days, and there's a strike on tomorrow involving toll drivers, and there is now pushes by the Transport Workers Union for Linfox drivers, the other of the two big conglomerates in trucking, to go on strike as well. There are also pushes by Star Trek, which used to be Australia Post business. They are also looking to go on strike, and FedEx workers are considering going on strike as well, all because they say their employers are looking to take on other employees at a lower rate of pay. It seems odd to me that trucking companies would be looking to do this when there is full employment effectively in Australia. Unemployment's around 4.6%. You would have thought that puts the employees there at the table with the whip hand when it comes to what kind of pay they're getting. But there has been mention, and this does start to sound more like a metropolitan concern, but there has been mention that Amazon, for instance, are providing a disruptive service in the sense that just like Uber disrupted the taxi sector, now there are people who are able to put themselves out there saying, I'll deliver a product or a freight for you from A to B using my own vehicle, and I'll do it at a cheaper rate than what is possible in the freight industry. This is probably happening more so in the metropolitan area. But this is maybe some of the disruption these drivers are concerned about and that the trucking companies are concerned about. Now, Toll and Linfox, Star Trek, etc., they're the big guys in the corporate sense when it comes to freight. In regional areas, we much more so have owner drivers and small family firms that provide freight from, say, farms to the processing facilities. So I doubt that this type of trucking action and industrial action is going to immediately affect our farming enterprises. But given there's lockdowns in Victoria and New South Wales, I think it is going to significantly affect all the people who are choosing to shop online and waiting for their goods to arrive. And it may start affecting the cost of maybe you're constructing a shed or something like that. The parts and the actual quote that you might get for the delivery of your goods for building or constructing something might start going up if this industrial action on Friday has an impact or if it becomes rolling industrial action. The other really interesting development here is that Australia Post have announced today that they're putting on thousands more staff to help get goods to people, and that they are experiencing, they say, volumes as high as they've experienced last Christmas at the moment from online ordering, again from the New South Wales and Victorian lockdown areas especially. Now, that is an interesting move where they're looking to vertically integrate and bring in more freight and handling of freight and deliver on weekends. They say they're going to deliver every weekend all the way through to Christmas as they have been recently. So there are moves afoot to get ahead of what could be a major disruption on freight in Australia. There are some, the Daily Mail for instance has shared an article or a video of someone claiming that this is all a concerted action to dislodge the Morrison government. Maybe it is. Maybe this is part of the union's game plan. They are supporters of Labor who are not in government at the moment. They're in opposition. Maybe there is a concerted push to muck around with people's freight so that there is a problem for Scott Morrison, another headache, and a further problem for the logistics industry so that we end up with maybe a change of government. Let's just see how it plays out, but just be forewarned, your goods that you've ordered online might take a bit longer to get to where you need them.